Let's talk about a morning routine for a salesperson. And I'm not talking about waking up at 3 a.m. and whatever, meditating, all that kind of stuff. That I'm going to leave to you guys. But when it comes to preparation for sales, there's a couple things that we like to do just as a team. And if it's you on your own and you don't have a community or a mentor or a program and people to be around you, just do this process on your own. Be disciplined on this. This is important too. I want to emphasize this even more than some of our other videos, because how we show up in the morning is how we're probably going to have the energy through the day. So I always do things in sports analogies and grew up playing sports all my life. We warmed up before a game. So if the game started at 8 a.m, we'd get there presumably around 6:30, and we'd start our warm up at 7. So we're prepared to break a sweat. Same thing happens when it comes to sales. I want to be super prepared to be able to show up as best as I can to see if I can help the person on the other side. Now, I don't always know if we are a good fit or not, but I want to be in a position where I'm mentally clear and mentally prepared. And I don't want to wake up and roll out of bed and do a call. Some of you guys have probably tried that. I certainly have. That does not work very well because then we're unprepared. Our voice isn't ready. We may not have showered. We may not have had our morning coffee. So I like to make sure we have enough time to do our morning routine. I'm going to share my screen really quickly so you can see it. You can even screenshot it. All right, so here's for the morning meetings, or if it's going to be just you on your own, that's perfectly fine. So what we like to do is 1 hour before we start. So we typically start here at 7 a.m. We like to be precise and disciplined to be on time. The person who's hosting the meeting, if it's me or if it's you by yourself, be ready 5 minutes early. That's a Tom Coughlin thing, the former New York Giants coach, said if you're on time, you're 5 minutes late. So we just want to have that discipline. And then we just call that our warm up before. What we're going to focus on is objections, because those are the most important things to help overcome people, to make them shift, is understanding the things that they're telling themselves. And we're not going to allow that on these calls. So we want to make sure that you guys are prepared for objections, because if somebody has a pain and you have a solution and they need to think about it or some other form of objection, we need to be prepared for that, because our intention, if we're a good fit, they're a good match, and everything seems that we can take them to the promised land, it's our job to be prepared. If we're unprepared, we won't help. So maybe think of it like this. It's your moral obligation to get better at objections if that's what you need to improve on, so you can actually help that person make that transition. Because if we look at the tale of two tapes, like Cody talks about, we have a person that goes to the gym and then we have another person that goes to the gym. One gets fit, one does not get fit. What's the difference? One person hires a trainer, gets them to the promised land. The other person just goes through the motions and walks around. They're on their cell phone. They're barely breaking a sweat, but they did go to the gym. One gets a result, the other doesn't. So we want to get that slight edge. That's why we're going to focus on what's most important in our sales process. For many people, especially ourselves, it's overcoming objections, coming up with story loops and whatnot. Number two is everybody on the team, and I want you guys to do this right now. If you guys have this prepared, if you don't, we need to get that prepared for you. You can always book a call with us. Get your triage script ready. Always have that triage script. So I want it to be at a bookmark. So you click it, it opens. You click it, it opens, because I don't want to have any reason for laziness or where is the triage script? Oh, I can't find it. Let me do something else. Our brain will tell us to do things like that. We want to train our brain not to, by just simplifying things for ourselves, because as salespeople, organization may not be the number one trait. So let's avoid having disorganization by just having one-click access to the most important thing and assets that we need. So create a folder, call it sales stuff or whatever name you want, and then have your triage script, your calendar booking link for your triage, your sales calls, and then your sales script and anything else you feel is relevant, so you can have one-click access to everything. The last thing is this. This is what we actually start with. So we start 1 hour ahead. Before we go through objections and we go through triage scripts, is we like something, might sound corny, but I love this. So we go to TikTok, we go to Instagram, we find a motivational video of Kobe Bryant, the late great. This is one of our favorite athletes. We love him. He's so motivational of what he put in to get his result. Now, we're not paying people like athletes, and we may not be making $40 million per year, but we're making freedom in our lives. So those people who have seen that highest level of success, we want to model our day and our demeanor and our discipline around that. So that's the point. So we have a 2-minute video of something inspiring that we all on our team collectively enjoy. And that gets us that kind of that mind rolling, everything thinking that, hey, there is something more above of what we're doing. So that is our overall morning meeting, our morning warm up, and try it out for yourself.